Hi YouTube! I want this account, I guess, to be a place where you can experience me and my personality, and you can experience the world through my eyes. And you'll be able to see that through vlogs or story times or me commentating about different things. I want it to be me in YouTube form. And so today we're doing a story time. So this is a story time of, and not that many people know this story because I haven't told this story on TikTok or anything. This is a story of my ex-girlfriend cheating on me with my best friend. And it's happened a while ago, so it's not, this happened a long time ago. So I'm not stressed about it. I'm not like, there's nothing, you know. First off, let me set the scene, okay? So we'll name my best friend for the sake of this story. My best friend's name is Tyler, and my girlfriend's name is Mildred. All right, Mildred and Tyler. Now, me and Mildred were friends for a little more than 2 years before we started dating. We met in the end of 2016 at a church conference, and on the last day I asked her for a number. And not for anything, she was just a cool person, and I was like, oh, like we'll be friends. And we ended up, and we were friends. About 2 years later, in the beginning of 2019, February of 2019, I guess something clicked for me, and I was like, it was really random, but I decided I was going to, I decided that I'd just ask her out. I asked her out February of 2019, and we dated for about 7 months, up until near the end of October. Really close to my birthday, actually. Me and my friend Tyler, we were in downtown Silver Spring at a burger place there. And at this specific burger place, you order your food, and then you, obviously you have to wait for them to make the burgers. And so we were sitting down, and then they would finish your burgers, they'd call you your number, or they call your name, and then you go up there, you get your burger, and come back down to your seat. And while me and my friend are sitting there, waiting for our burgers, my name gets called first. I go get my burger and fries, and I come back, sit down. Maybe like a minute later, his name gets called. Then he goes up, he gets his burger. I'm the type of person, I'm that annoying person that'll take your phone. Like, if you leave it around me, I'll take your phone and take pictures, especially back then. Not really now, but back then especially. So I picked his phone up, and on his phone there were already notifications, but they were from, what was her name? Mildred? And so that's when I started to get a little bit suspicious. But the thing is, I've also texted best friends, significant others before. Not on anything weird, but I've definitely texted them to just, I don't know, sometimes to ask something about to ask something about my best friend. Something like that, like small casual conversations. I've definitely had that with my best friend's significant others before. And so I was a little bit confused, but I can't say that I was like, nah, something weird's going on. I can't say that. Especially because, and this is why I mentioned this earlier, this was important. This was like mid-October. My birthday's October 26th. So I was like, that is honestly the first thing my head went to, where it was like, oh, maybe they're doing something for my birthday. And so that was the first thing I went to. And so I didn't really think much of it. I took the pictures on his phone. I put his phone down, and then he came back. I was like, look at your phone, whatever. Then he looked at his phone, he saw the pictures, whatever, and he saw the notifications, and so I could tell he was a little bit off after he looked at his phone and saw the pictures, because he saw the notifications were there, and so he saw that. So essentially, he knew that I saw the notifications as well. We go on, we eat the food, we leave, whatever, right? Fast forward 2 days later, I get a text from a friend, and this friend is not Tyler. This is an outside character. I'll name him John. John texts me and is like, oh, were you at the movies? And I was like, no, I'm not. Why? And then he was like, oh, because I was getting popcorn, and I just saw Mildred getting popcorn as well, so I just figured you guys were watching a movie together. And I was like, oh, no, she's probably with her family. Whole time, I did not know she was at the movies at all. And I didn't know that because she told me she was doing something else. She had told me that she was working on a project with a group of friends. And so that's where I thought she was at. That's so I wasn't talking to her. I hadn't talked to her for a couple of hours at that point, because that's what I thought she was doing. And so I have a friend telling me, oh wait, I seen her at the theater. And so I started thinking, okay, if she went with family or if she went with friends, she wouldn't have lied. Like there's no like, she does things with family and friends all the time, and she's never like lied about it. So I was confused as to why is she lying? Like what's different this time that would cause her to be lying? And then I remembered I saw him texting her. I remember I saw Tyler texting her. So I was like, okay, wow, this is okay. But this is not enough information before I start looking crazy. Because I can't go to the theater and be like, oh, what are you doing here? Imagine how crazy I look. And so what did I do? I decided I was going to make this very elaborate plan after this to find out like whether or not she like was genuinely cheating on me. But then I got tired, and so I just drove to the theater, and I was really sick. I was sick to my stomach. I was like, I need to know. I couldn't like I love this girl. I couldn't do all that extra stuff. And my friend told me after they had gotten popcorn, he had seen like around where she had walked to. He didn't know the exact like theater, but he had seen around which way she walked to. And so that cut it down to about 3 theaters, I think. And so I walked into the first theater. I remember I was in there just like scanning faces like really quickly, and I didn't see her. So then I walked to the second theater, my second option. I started scanning faces and I saw her. And right next to her was my best friend. And so I knew. Like I remember it was really quick. So like I walked in, she didn't see me. I walked in, I scanned really quickly. I saw her fairly quickly as well. She just stood out to me. She was so beautiful. And then I saw my best friend right next to her. I was like, okay, yeah, well. So I got home. I was like, I'm gonna wait a little bit, a couple hours. I was waiting. I didn't cry or nothing. I cried a little bit. The two of them, I think they dated for a little bit. Oh no, they dated for a while. They dated for a while. They dated, they dated for a while. They had a good time. Longer than me and her dated. They had a good time. Damn, that's crazy. And so yeah, I guess that's the end of the story. I made it up like 2 days ago upstairs, and I was like, this would be funny to tell. This would be funny to tell them. That didn't happen.